In this video, we're going to be using Claude Opus 4.5, which is Claude's newest model that came out last week, and v0.dev to create any dashboard. What we're going to be doing in this video is going to be specific to ads. I'm going to start off just show you a little bit of an example dashboard that I created here using Opus 4.5 and v0, and we're going to go rebuild something similar to this completely from scratch. So it's going to go over prompt engineering, how to prompt v0, how to fix errors in v0, and essentially just the step-by-step of making client-facing dashboards that look super pretty, super clean, and make your work so much more professional. So let's jump into a Google Doc to start, and then also a new chat in v0. So you're going to want to pull up v0.dev, and that'll pull up this home screen here. You're going to take this v0 agent, just change it over to Opus 4.5. You might need to make an account, you might not. It's free either way. So you can pop here into Opus 4.5, but we're not going to write the prompt in here. I'd prefer doing it in a Google Doc. So we're going to start from scratch in the Google Doc. What I want to make at the end of this, so kind of just like brainstorming here, I need to have a client-facing dashboard, maybe like an end-of-month report or something. And I need to include some metrics, right? So I'm going to include return on ad spend, need to include click-through rate, and then sort by ads. I'm going to want to include your CAC, and then sort, actually we're going to also have a graph showing daily CAC. So maybe this is like an e-com client. For a high ticket client, you probably wouldn't need to show daily CAC, but for e-com you would. You're going to want to show cost per click, probably a daily cost per click as well. Probably also going to want to show a daily click-through rate. So we also don't want to like overload this with data, because the purpose of this is to have a simple client-facing dashboard. So you can see that's a little bit of a brainstorm of what we're looking for. In terms of the prompt, let's start writing. So that is my voice prompt, and I'm just going to toss this in here, and we'll see what we get for V1, and then we can go in and make a bunch of changes there. One thing I do want to note while this is building, in my last video, we went over how to build this automation that pulls data from ads. So this is going to pull the data from your meta ads every 3 hours, or a manual trigger, whatever. I would do the 3 hours if this is live. And then instead of you updating the data in Google Sheets, or after you update the data in Google Sheets, what you're going to want to do is add a Supabase and then create a row in Supabase. So previously, Google Sheets for this automation was the best because we were showing our clients data or showing our team data in Google Sheets. Supabase serves as a really good backend for v0 because Supabase has a first-party integration with Vercel. Kind of confusing, but you can just tell. Supabase is essentially like an Airtable, like a Google Sheets, just more advanced. So it is tables, and it stores your data. So what you want Supabase to do for this is just store all of the ad data based on days, and then v0 can integrate with that. I'm not going to go over a full Supabase build out in this video just because it would be too long, but just know that you can just prompt v0 to create a Supabase project or a Supabase database, and it will do that for you. So you can see this is really going in, and I mean, it's creating a lot of different data. I'm thinking it might go a little too advanced, but it looks really good so far. Okay. So this does look good so far, honestly. I'll show you how we'll go in and make some revisions, but for the most part, it looks good. You would go in and be able to refine this a ton. I mean, we go up to V100 often. You can see the calendar picker here, so you can select dates. Like, I don't love the way the white and the blue interact, and you can kind of see that it doesn't work the greatest. But again, the nice part about having the LLM style vibe coding website builder is that you can make a ton of different changes. So I do like the green and black layout. That looks pretty good up there. The calendar picker is a little off. Like if I try to take this 29th, if I try to select the 13th, it's just going to select that as the end date. So that's something that I'll prompt. So let's do a voice type here and just say, all right, so the calendar functionality for the start date isn't working well. When I select a start date, it's not letting me select a date that was previously in the date range. I also want you to add quick select so that I can select today, last 14 days, last 30 days, this year, and all time. So you should have the quick select options. That's automatically going to select the date. Instead of ROAS over time, could you make that cost per acquisition over time? And then top performing ad sets is good. Top performing creatives, I want to make sure we're showing which ad set that they come from. So that's how I'd go in and make a more generic change to the software build. I'm going to show you how to make a specific change within containers, within different things. That way you know how to. You can see the interactivity here is really good. So that would obviously be real creatives, which you can put in Supabase and then link that way. By far, Opus 4.5 is the best model I have ever used personally for anything. So I'd use it just as a basic LLM within Claude, use it to build websites. I mean, I showed you the software in the beginning that I used it to build like the entire software. That was all Supabase, N8N, and Claude 4.5. You can use it to build you spreadsheets. You can use it to build you slideshows. Literally just the most capable model, like completely all around. So definitely would suggest using that. They fixed some usage stuff as well. Anthropic has always been somewhat bad. Actually, they've been bad with usage. And your usage will run out very quickly on Opus models, but it's a little bit better now. So that definitely would incentivize you to use it more. But let's see what v0 did here, if it made the right changes. So you can see we do have the quick select. I mean, you can see there was a load issue there. It's all gone now. Okay, the calendar picker is working better. Still like between months, it's not the best. I'd like to only show 1 month at a time because you can see how there's like some spillover there. So I'm not going to do that right now because it's a bit tedious, but I'm going to show you how I would go in and change an individual card. So you're going to want to go over to design, and then you have the chat function at the bottom still, but now you can select on different things. So let's say I wanted to change this table, and I'm just going to do a very general change to the container. I don't like the way this table is visualized. It's hard to see where the rows start. And now since I'm selected on here, it does just help v0 go in and redesign specific to that element. So it will work if you take screenshots. It will work if you just tell it what element to refine, but I found the best way to do it is by actually selecting on the element, telling it to refine it. So that's definitely something to note. We'll see what kind of changes it makes here. While that's going, I'm going to show you one other technique that's really good for editing vibe code that's still pretty basic, but if you want a screenshot here, and then you can actually open the screenshot if you're on Mac, and then you can type right on the screenshot is probably the easiest and best way to go in and do this. So you want to type on the screenshot. I'm not sure why it's not going here. So what you're going to want to do, pull up some text on here, and then you can actually just type like make these rows smaller. So you can type your prompts right on the text, right within the screenshot. And it can look and use the rest of the image as context, which is really nice. So that's one of my favorite ways to do this. So definitely note that. Play around with some different things and see what works the best for you. Let's see if it made some. Okay, so it did make the edits that we wanted to the table, and it actually looks really good. So if I were to have this campaign, click into it, you now see the ad sets, click into the ad sets, you now see the ads, and it has the breadcrumb style. So up here, you can see kind of where you are. I think this dashboard looks really good. There might be some small tweaks that I'd want to change here, maybe add some more metrics, but for the most part, we have a dashboard that looks really good. Client facing, this looks fantastic. You'd probably want to add like total revenue generated, total profit generated on here, just so they don't have to do the math on the ROAS. But other than that, it looks fantastic. If you guys want this automation for completely free, as well as more course material that's going to be added here over the next weeks, the first 50 members in my school community is going to be completely free. So you can just join using the link in the description. Again, you're going to have JSON templates for N8N automations. You're going to have way more detailed tutorials on how to set up dashboards like this, and course material is going to be coming soon. So first link in the description. Again, it's completely free. So join up and I'll see you in there.